They're vegetarians, but he made a chicken shop and has one of them manning it.
Welcome to the podcast where we talk about anything and everything that comes out of the crapshoot. I'm your host, JD. This is my co-host,
Flint and Steel.
James. I call him James. Everyone else calls him Jimmy. It just works like that.
Oh, it doesn't.
A lot of things have happened this week, James.
Not really.
We have been doing nothing but screaming Minecraft movie references at each other for the past week. Up until yesterday, which we
have been doing it more than the past
for about
week.
an hour.
I think it's been a lot longer than that.
You know, every time I see James or, talk about James, I go, Flint and Steel. And then he goes, big old red ones. The Minecraft movie, James. Have you seen it?
No, I haven't. What's it like? You gotta tell me.
Well, it's a little goofy. It's a little bit quirky. But I went to watch it with my friend James. And
you have another friend named James?
I do.
That's so interesting because I have another friend named JD.
I doubt that, but How was the movie,
Okay.
James? Any first impressions you want to just get off your chest, or?
I fell asleep during it.
I mean, you pretend like you fell asleep during it, but there's no way you could fall asleep.
I did not pretend.
Did you actually fall asleep during it?
JD, I was with you. You looked over at me as I was waking up several different times.
I thought you were just doing a bit, James.
Oh, I was genuinely really tired, and I was like, wow, I didn't think I would actually fall asleep during the movie, though.
Oh, wow.
Like I knew I was tired, and I was like probably gonna be like kind of like.
I guess you just didn't have a good night's rest or something.
No, I did.
I mean, it was a movie. Now, actually, I enjoyed it a lot. I'll just tell you right now. I actually did enjoy it.
I don't think it's a bad movie. Let me make
You didn't
that
watch
very
the movie,
clear.
James. You were asleep for like half of it.
No, from what I did see of it, I do not think it's a bad movie. I think the special effects are really amazing. Like that
Honestly,
is absolutely the highlight of the movie.
Honestly, it's like it's basically just like was it like a tech demo for like the newest CG technology or something?
Yeah,
because it's because it looks really good.
I
never thought I'd say that, but
I saw this video from a guy who pirated the movie.
Yeah.
And something interesting is that it has all the unfinished effects in it. Except for like the trailer shots, because it was like a demo they made back when they were doing the specific shots for the trailer to show off.
Right.
Not like just like doing, because that's how they do special effects. They get like a general gist of what it will all look like in a rough draft, then they'll hyper like render the trailer shots.
Yeah, they'll make like a PS1 graphic render of what it should look like. And then they go back in and it's like step 4 of how to draw a horse, add in the details, and then spice it up.
It was literally like night and day difference between each shot, because it was like the trailer shots in between like other stuff.
Right.
So it's the shot of them falling, and then it cuts to the pandas, and the pandas are so unrendered.
Yeah, it's like that one thing they did with that Marvel did with Endgame, where they re-released the movie with like the longer version.
That's still one of the stupidest things.
Remember
ever,
that? And then
I do.
And then it's basically just the movie, but at the end of it is like an extra like 30-ish minutes or something of like deleted
Well, it's not just at the end;
it's
also during it. Like there's a whole Hulk scene, which is just literally shot for shot a remake of a Superman 3, I think, Christopher Reeve's Superman scene of him saving people in like almost the exact same way.
Yeah, there was
he
like
even got him like talking to like a fire captain.
There'd be like a scene of like an unrendered Hulk model, and he'd be talking in Mark Ruffalo's voice.
Like saying unrendered Hulk is like kind of really lowballing like how bad it was, because it like I don't even think he had.
It was basically like Blender default model Hulk.
It was little animations. It was again borderline nothing happening. His mouth wasn't moving. He wasn't talking. There was nothing going on.
Yeah. So basically, they these VFX artists, these animators just have like stitched together or make it like a whole animation from, I guess they do use references, but it's basically like they put it into the world. And in the Minecraft movie, dude, the special effects are spot on. You know,
Hey,
there's not
or
a lot of
I
moments in the
don't.
movie where you look at it and like, man, that looks bad. You
Yeah,
know, that
I
looks
can't say.
off.
I mean, well, there's a really bad green screen at the end,
You say
but
really
other
bad,
than
but it didn't
that,
actually. I didn't even notice it. It didn't look that bad to
well,
me.
it's like it's because they don't do a lot of like filters on the movie, you know, like they don't make it look like it, so it's pretty like kind of raw footage looking.
Hmm.
It doesn't immediately stick out, but he's so weirdly placed in the shot that I just was like, this is weird. Hold on. And then I realized, oh, it's a green screen shot. Like this isn't when they're filming on the stage where they filmed everything else. This is a pickup shot they did later on.
Yeah. Well, I guess that is.
Sorry, am I being like really loud?
No, sounds fine on my end.
Okay. So I felt like I was being really loud, and I know people have complained about our nonsensical, just kind of making noise. And I'm trying to improve for that
Well,
one reviewer who left us
I
that
don't think
paragraph.
he wasn't talking about like your volume. He was just talking about us
I think
talking
he
over each
what?
other.
No, he's talking
Because
about
for that entire intro,
no,
like the
no,
first
JD. I don't
minute, I
think
was
I don't
doing
think
my
that.
intro.
I don't think he's saying that at all, JD.
And
I
then you were doing like the
don't know what you're
monologue
talking about,
over
JD.
it.
I wasn't doing that at all, man. I am so lonely.
There was a moment like that in the Minecraft movie.
There
So,
was
yeah, the special effects,
Conquest
they're
showed
spot
up.
on. It's no
Hmm.
Flash movie. I'll tell you what, no CG babies here.
No, it's not.
It's
No,
full.
well, there are CG babies, JD. Baby zombies.
Well, I don't
Little
consider them
Verns.
actual babies.
Well, I mean, it was a little baby. It was a little Vern.
It was like kind of, it's not like hyper realistic though. It's like still animated,
It's.
stylized.
I will say, because the villagers, I actually realized pretty quickly I didn't have a problem with how they looked. I don't like how the zombies look. I think of any of the things. I don't like how the faces of the zombies look. Other than that, I liked it. Like
I kind of like how the zombies look, their faces. They look like zombies. That's about it.
I mean, yeah, it's just I don't know. There's like I feel like they tried to make them a bit too human looking. Like I feel like their face
Yeah.
is too close together. Like their facial features are too close together. Maybe.
Oh, I mean, I
What
don't
the
even really
new
super
audio? What?
remember how the zombies looked.
Did
I
my
mean,
microphone change?
no, sounds about the
Okay,
same.
because my computer all of a sudden was like, "Hey, a new audio device was detected. Do you want to switch?"
Oh, did you choose yes?
No.
Well, then no, it didn't switch.
I was worried. I was worried that like my microphone was unplugged or something maybe, and it
No.
switched to the new one without telling me.
I mean, it asked you if you wanted to switch.
Well, no, I mean like it switched like maybe to like my webcam mic and I didn't know or something, and now it's asking if I want to switch back. Like maybe it was like loose and jiggled itself or something, you know?
No, Discord just sometimes does that. It'll be like new audio device detected. Do you want to switch? Meaning it's still using the same one you were using, but do you want to switch to the new one that was detected? It
I
doesn't
like the
auto
way that you
switch.
said
I don't know why
no, as
you
you were
would
just
think it would
like,
auto
no,
switch and then
James, you
ask you to
fucking
switch
idiot.
back to the one you were using.
Well,
That
because
seems a little
I thought
weird.
it was oh, okay, JD. Oh, okay, big Mister Know It All
I mean,
over
I'm just
here,
saying.
huh?
It's just
Me,
I don't know what kind of
Mister,
logic you
I
were
go to
thinking that got you to
college
that
over
point.
here. Oh,
You don't need a
I'm sorry,
college. You
us
don't need to go to
lowly
college to know about
non-college
that.
goers.
You don't
I'm
need
so
to go to
sorry, us
college
lowly commoners can't
to
live up
think
to
about that.
your
I'm just
expectations,
saying it's a little weird.
villainess.
It's a little weird
I'm
that
so
you're like,
sorry, sir. I apologize, sir. Is this what he was talking about? Is this the over talking he was complaining about?
he's not here anymore. I don't know why. I know he lives
Yeah,
rent free inside your head, James, but he's not here. He
well,
was
he
here for
does
two
because it's
seconds,
such a he.
dropped a comment, and then left forever. We don't know
I
this
know
guy,
it's
James.
he didn't even finish the video. That's my favorite thing is he
Yeah.
literally got like a minute in
Well,
and
most
wrote
people
that
don't finish the
huge
video.
paragraph. But that's the thing I like, and that's why it's stuck with me so much is because it's so
Yeah,
funny
exactly. Because
that
all of the
he.
horrendous things that James say happen in the last half of the video. I make sure that happens.
Mhm.
So we
That's
don't
why
have
I
to
got
worry
all
about
the
your,
WWE stuff to
racism,
talk about later
your
on.
calls to violence for a specific race of people. I mean, it's just
Well,
that's all in
JD,
the end.
JD,
Back
I
to the
know
Minecraft
that you
movie
don't get
though.
it, but I can't be racist, unlike you, white man.
Back to the back to the start to the Minecraft movie. Yeah,
Oh, is
the
that what we were
special
talking
effects
about?
are definitely the strongest part of the movie.
The highlight, yeah.
The second strongest part is Jack Black. I don't know why.
Yeah.
This is a hit or miss for people. I know James doesn't like it, but I like it. And
Well, it's
Jack
not that I
Pack
don't
Black,
like it. It's just that I realized, oh, that is what he's gonna do. It's not just like there was a
yeah,
few times. It was every time he says something
exactly.
that's a thing from the
Which
game.
is
It's always gonna be pronounced like
you,
that.
you know you say you did not like it, but
Well,
then hold on, I gotta turn off those notifications.
that's what JD calls his family. The notifications. He's so mean.
No, I call them NPCs. There's a difference. I call them
Okay,
villagers.
okay.
They're vegetarians.
Main character of solo leveling.
James, that's really racist, dude. That's not cool.
Yeah, you're right. Sorry, I forgot. He's Chinese and
Yeah,
you're Korean.
sorry, Mark from. I'm sorry, CCP spy. What else are you gonna call me, James? It's fucked
Oh,
up.
a lot of things.
So yeah, so Jack Black, he does this.
The list.
He's like he's always hyper, like he's always hyper. Every single like scene, every time he's on screen, he's like acting as like a Disney villain basically for like the whole movie. So every line he delivers it like with this weird like emphasis on certain words. So like flint and steel,
See you.
and then we stumbled across the Nether,
The Nether.
the Nether.
It's just so breathy the way he says it.
Yeah,
The Nether.
and it's the funny thing is that he doesn't have like a consistent way of delivering the lines. Each one is just kind of, each one just kind of has a different flavor to it. Welcome to the Chicken Shack.
Chicken shit.
Chicken Jockey.
I heard that they added the whole lava mechanic to Minecraft with the chicken.
Lava mechanic with Minecraft? What do you mean? I mean, from what I
Where
remember, you could always just have that kind of lava machine contraption to cook.
cook
They
chicken?
don't
I
usually cook
definitely
chickens.
don't
They cook.
remember.
They
Yeah, I was
cook
gonna
cows
say,
with it.
I don't think I've ever heard of
But you
anybody
could
using it
cook
like that
any
before.
mobs with it, really. In fact,
I
you
didn't
just
know
kill.
that.
You kill. It was usually used as like a hostile mob farm instead of a passive
Right,
one.
I know that, something like that, but I didn't know that you could cook meat. Like
Yeah. Well,
once
when
the
you
thing
die, well,
dies, it's
I
cooked
know
meat
you're
that
you're
comes
not a
out.
gamer. You wouldn't notice, but way
I'm
back
not.
ago, if you killed an animal and they were on fire, they would just drop the cooked version of their meats if they dropped the meat. So it's not just chicken. It was cows. It was pigs.
It's not, sorry, are you saying it's not just chicken Jackie?
Yeah. Yeah, I was saying it's just Chicken Shack. I love that they have a chicken shack just in the middle of the village,
Chicken
and they
Jackie.
have the Chicken Shack employee villager there, like running it, and
That
he
was a
did
funny
nothing.
bit of
And
that.
then Jack Black walks over to it. There's a lever on the side. He goes, "Uh oh," and he while
That
he
is the
flips
most
it.
Minecraft thing ever of like having a villager in a place where they can't actually do anything and
Yeah,
it's just for aesthetic.
I appreciate they put in that little nod to villagers being kind of useless because they had their cartographer villager and like the blacksmith villager, and then they try to like get them to do stuff and they don't do anything.
I mean, they literally never get
They're like,
the
hey, can
map
we get a
from it.
map to the Woodland
That is
Mansion?
the
And
funny
go,
thing is that
huh?
they were never able to get the map anyways. They literally had
Yeah,
to
they
barefoot
never
it.
got the map. Sorry about that. My dad just got back, so
Wow. Must be nice.
must be nice to have a dad.
Yeah, I wouldn't know.
That's all right. Anyway, so
I say having talked about my dad almost every podcast.
yeah, you say as your dad being like the only parent you're really close to. So
It's I wish it wasn't a living.
well, you don't make money from it, right?
It's not a living.
So yeah, there's a lot of moments like that in the movie where Jack Black just he does he does this line delivery, and I love his line delivery. Pretty much every line in the movie. And I know James said he didn't mind it, but every single time I saw Jack Black say a line that was like specifically emphasized to deliver it, I look over at James and he's
No,
like he's struggling.
no,
You're either
no.
sleeping or you're struggling.
It was the slime block one. I wasn't struggling on them all. It was the slime block one.
Come
I
on,
don't know why, but
no,
that's the one
I
that like
clearly remember during the Chicken Shack one where you just cooked up the grill and he's like, ooh, hot, hot. And I look over at you and you're just like, you're like tensing up or you're sleeping. I think you might have been sleeping there in that part.
I was gonna say, I think I might have been JD. I think I was asleep. That's how I look when I sleep.
Yeah. And what's
I'm in a
crazy is
constant state of like being in pain.
you were sleeping actually for a good like some of the scenes during the movie. And then later in the movie you wake up and
There was
you're like JD, when did he ever steal it? When did he ever steal it? And I'm like, dude, are you
because
seriously
I was
doing
really
that?
confused. I was really confused by like all the hatred for Jason Momoa's character from
Yeah.
everybody else. Because I guess according to JD, I slept through the scene where he steals the little tesseract thing, and I'm just literally sitting there, and I'm like, why are they so angry at him? He got the orb. They dropped it earlier. He picked it up. What's so
Yeah,
bad
you were
about
like
that?
so confused
And JD's
in the
like,
later
no, he
parts of the
stole it
movie.
from you. Well, here's the thing, because I was awake for the scene that you said he stole it from him, and that's why I was so confused. You're like, no, he stole it from him at the crafting table. I'm like,
I was
no, he
gaslighting you,
didn't.
James.
I know. That's why I'm like, I don't know where the scene he stole it is. I still don't. According to you, they have a scene where he stole it.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's true though, because again, you're a dirty, rotten liar.
Nah,
That's the
no,
book
I'm
I'm gonna
not.
write. Is you're a dirty, rotten liar, JD?
Okay, so yeah, the
Yes, sir.
second best thing about the movie, Jack Black.
Yeah,
And all the other
Steve.
characters are actually not that interesting.
Jason Momoa is
Um,
pretty good.
actually, the real estate traveling zoo lady, she's actually the least interesting. I think she gets the least amount of screen time out of all the main characters in quotations.
I do. I'm gonna be honest. Why did I really don't
I,
understand why she was a character in the movie?
yeah, I don't understand why she was in the
As maybe
movie
mean as this good is gonna sound, because I do like the actress and whatnot, and she has been
because she
getting a
doesn't
weird
do
amount of hate
anything.
from people because she said like she never played Minecraft before. Uh,
I don't expect any of them to have played Minecraft, except maybe the kids. Actually,
no,
the kids might have
I
played Minecraft. The
well,
younger
people
ones,
people were getting upset at the girl, the sister,
not the
because
girl
she
though,
said that she
because women,
what
I mean, you know about women.
women be shopping.
Well, women don't be playing games, video games.
Okay, yeah, tell that to all the women Minecraft streamers.
Yeah, tell that to my sister who plays more games than I do.
My sister and me. Uh, but yeah, the sister, she played the Minecraft Pocket Edition, and for some reason
Good
people
enough for
were
me.
getting like severely angry at her over that, and I'm like, I thought that was like the most normal one because most people I knew were playing the Pocket Edition.
Well, yeah,
I
it's because
don't, I didn't
most normies play phone games, and then instead
exactly,
of like PC
and that
games or
was the
anything.
era of phone games and phone
This
games.
is the era of phone games. Right now,
Nope,
we're
phone
living in it.
games. I said what I said. I'm gonna live with it. Phone games.
Okay. Yeah. So the traveling zoo lady, they could have just taken her out of the movie like her character, and nothing would have changed really.
Genuinely, they could have. And
Yeah. So
again,
I
I
don't
like
really
the
understand why
actress.
she's
I
in
just
it.
don't. They didn't
She's not
do
even like
any.
comic relief because they're all comic relief, and also
Well,
she
yeah, but
doesn't
I
have enough
also feel
screen
like
time.
I was gonna say I feel like she doesn't even say enough, like do enough
Yeah.
jokes or bits. Like I
So
think
she's
her
just
doing a
there.
side job as like a mobile zoo thing was like the most joke that I can really recall her having. And even then, I think the
I don't
funniest
even know
part is
her.
when
I
she
don't even
said
know
to
her name.
feed the alpaca.
I don't even know
I
her
don't know.
name.
Dude,
In
I
fact,
don't
I
know
don't
any of their
remember any of
names
their names except for
except
Garrett,
for Garbage Man.
Garrett, and Steve. I don't know any of the other people's names.
See, JD keeps calling him by his real name. I know him as Garbage Man.
It's because it's Garrett the Garbage Man, James. They
I
say
know
it so many times
that's
during the movie.
that's why I'm saying like I only know his name because it's Garrett the
And
Garbage
it's
Man.
not because I only know A-list actors like Jack Black and Jason Momoa, and I don't care about the other actors.
Well, it's not even
Uh,
that. Like I know the other actors minus the main kid. I don't know their names. I'm being so
yeah,
genuine. I
we don't
don't
know their
think I can
character names.
recall. Is his name Aaron?
That doesn't even
Like
ring a
Aaron
bell. I'm not gonna lie
Yeager?
to you. I have no
Is it
idea what it is.
is it maybe Aaron Yeager? Like kind of like Aaron in that
Oh,
way?
Aaron as in Eren. And does he
Oh, I
get
was thinking
eaten by a
Eon.
Titan during the fourth episode of the first season?
He does
And
get
then he
eaten by
revives
the he does
two episodes later.
he does get eaten by the Mega Piglin or something, whatever it's called. The Mega Hog.
Does he get eaten?
No. Uh,
So, yeah, the characters
hey,
are
you want to know what
they're
his
not
name
great.
is? It's Henry. It's not
That's
even Aaron.
it's
It's not even
Henry.
close. It's Henry.
I don't even recall. I know that they say his name a ton during the movie because his sister constantly shouts out his name. Like how Mikasa always says Aaron because
Mm-hmm.
that was like her character arc for the first couple
Hey, maybe
seasons.
that's why I kept thinking he was Aaron.
Yeah, like Henry's sister does the same thing during the movie. He's like where she's like, "Henry, Henry, where's Henry?" But I don't even remember
Henley.
that. It doesn't even ring a bell that his name is Henry.
The sister's name is Natalie, and the real estate lady was Dawn.
Yeah, I don't remember that at all. That doesn't ring a bell. So, uh, the characters are actually the weakest parts of the movie.
Yeah, the
Because
characters
funny
and
enough,
just
there
general
actually is a
dialogue.
plot. There actually is a plot to the movie, even though the plot's like not amazing, but it is there. It involves the little cube device thing that they have to get,
The Tesseract.
and there is a villain in the movie. But the characters are bad, and that's why the first like 10-ish minutes of the movie. No, it's like it's the first 10-ish minutes of the movie minus the first 5 of that 10 minutes. It's like the next 5 minutes after the first 5 minutes that were like is like the worst part of the movie. Act 1. And that's the one where they're in the real world and they set up all these characters, like they introduce us to them. So like the kid is like I guess he's like a genius. He's a smart kid and he's also kind of
He's
weird.
a idiot savant or something.
Yeah, he's like he's a savant and and he doesn't get along with the other kids and he gets like bullied and stuff. Actually, does he? He doesn't really even get bullied that much.
I
It's
mean,
like two
they
kids
cut the
that pick on
cord.
him.
Well, hold on. They do cut the cord to his jetpack and try to frame him
It's
for
it's two
domestic
kids that pick
terrorism.
on him, but I don't see anyone else liking those other
No,
two
it's
kids.
nobody else. But again,
Yeah.
they do try to frame him for domestic terrorism. So I think we can at least say it was bullying. I think we can say at least it's that.
Well, I mean, it's bullying, but it was only the first day of school. It was like picking on. Bullying isn't bullying like over time.
No, bullying can happen once and still count as bullying.
Okay.
It doesn't need to be a constantly reoccurring thing. It can count as bullying after just one occurrence.
I see. Well,
I'd know. I was one.
bullying, picking on. Yeah, I mean, sure. Sure, buddy.
I mean, classic gag. Cut the the wires on the kid's jetpack and cause him to blow up a government building.
Well, I mean, to be fair, they didn't know it was gonna just blow up. I'm assuming that everyone thought it just wouldn't
JD, I
work.
just told you, classic gag. Of course they knew.
I'm pretty sure everyone thought that it just wouldn't work anyway. And them cutting it, was them like, yeah, it's just gonna do nothing, and then we're gonna laugh at them. I'm pretty sure that's what they were
No,
going for.
no, they were going
I don't know if
for
they were
let's get this
thinking in their
kid.
mind, oh my god, this thing is actually a jetpack missile that'll work. And if we
No,
cut these
they were
wires, it'll fly into the
no,
mascot building of the
no,
factory and blow it up.
no. They were thinking, oh my
Because
God, Luigi
also, I
Mangione.
don't know which
Fuck yeah,
grade
let's be like him.
I don't know which grade Henry's in, but he's in like high school or something.
Because
Like
all the kids are like different ages.
yeah, all the kids are like different ages, so I'm assuming he's like right in high school, starting high school or something.
It's one of my favorite like observations to make about like media is like trying to gauge how old a kid's supposed to be in school if they don't directly tell you by
Well, I
just
mean,
looking
here's
at
the thing,
everybody
James.
else.
In high school, you do actually have a pretty big age gap between
Right.
the because the freshmen that come in are like middle schoolers, and then the seniors are basically full-grown adults, like full
And then
beards
the
and
super
stuff.
seniors are full grown adults.
Yeah. So you know what? I feel like that can be explained with him being in high school. I don't
That
know.
he's a super senior?
No, that there's a bunch of different aged kids. So they like sabotage
Bunch of
him.
different Asian kids. Oh
So
man.
he doesn't fit into
You have to
school.
call him out like that.
His sister is like a surrogate mom or something because their parents aren't
Yeah,
there. So
I
she's supposed to be like the parental figure to Henry.
speaking of I don't know how old they're supposed to be. I know the actress is like in her 20s.
But I don't know
She
how old the
still
characters are
doesn't
supposed to
look.
be.
Yeah, she still doesn't look it, and
No.
she's moving them to a completely new
Did they
place for
change her
her
appearance to
job.
make her look younger in the movie?
No, that's just how old she looks.
Okay.
She's like a really young. She's got that like Jenna Ortega and fucking Tom Holland kind of gene where they look young, even though they're like pushing 30.
Yeah, because Henry, he looks like 15. And then the girl, she looks like about 15 also. Like they look the same age about.
She's in that Wednesday Addams TV show.
I don't know.
Oh, you don't know who Addams is, do you? The
No.
Addams Family.
No. But if
The
you do in the
creepy and
comments,
the
let me know.
kooky. If you watch us along in the comments, leave a paragraph about how we talk over each other.
I won't read it if it's too long.
I
So,
will.
um, yeah, that's her character, the sister, Natalie.
Gross.
I already talked about the traveling zoo real estate agent.
I mean, what else are you supposed to say?
There is actually she has no setup, by the way. That at her
No,
character,
she.
she pops
That's
in
why I
for
was
one
like, oh,
scene.
maybe actually she is the mom or something, because she
She
like suddenly is there and she's like very affectionate and knowing the
No, she
family.
pops in for one scene. She's like, "Hey, sold you guys a
She's a
house.
real
You're
estate
welcome."
agent.
She isn't
It's
she a real estate agent?
Yes, she's a real estate agent, but it's also like she treats them like their family. You know,
Well, I mean, they know each other from previous
Natalie's like
encounters.
Henry's missing. He's been missing a day, and she's like, oh, I was the perfect person to call. I'm like, do you two actually know each other or something?
They
Do
might.
we not have the lore on
I
these
don't think we have the
people?
lore for it, but they might. For some
They
reason, real
forget.
estate agents just get real friendly with the people with their clients. Because remember
Yeah,
that
when
story I
they're
was
trying
telling
to
you?
sell them the house,
Well, remember when I was trying to when I was telling
not
you that story
after.
about my aunt's birthday?
Oh yeah,
Did you know who that one person?
you
Did you
did.
remember that there was a real estate agent?
I'm
Yeah.
remembering that part.
Guess what, James? That real estate agent has already sold her the house, but he still showed up
Wow.
to her birthday party. Now isn't that crazy?
Well, I also think that's because your aunt doesn't know many other people she hasn't already burned the bridges with. This is a person she hasn't interacted with enough to
I mean,
understand to stay away.
yeah, I don't think I'll ever see him again, and I can't wait for next year, where I get to see, a whole bunch of different people.
Just wait for when I show up.
Yeah, one of them is just gonna be you, and I'm like, how'd you meet her? He's like, I was shopping at Albertsons, JD. I decided to
I
do a
showed
little
her I
funny,
showed her that maybe not all of us are, white devils.
and me and your aunt had a really bonding conversation over
We
Christianity,
uh we have something to tell you.
our love of the Lord.
We have some news to break to you, JD.
What's that news?
We're getting engaged.
Again? I didn't know you were so polygamous.
Oh, you know me. Are you talking to her?
It's time my aunt. She's already married. I feel
Well,
bad for her. Feel bad for him, but so there's yeah, that's the
feels
last
bad, man.
character. Garrett actually has a lot of screen time. I think he might have more screen time than the kids do.
He
They're,
is
they're either
not even
about the same or
arguably the
more.
main character.
He is like, yeah, that's why he's in the middle of the poster. Is because he's actually the main character. It's not the kids.
I noticed that when we went to the movie that they had Jack Black sitting next to Garrett. Not
Yeah.
that Jack Black was the main character.
Yeah.
Garrett was in the center of the
So
poster.
when we were going to watch the movie, we were walking past the movie posters in the theater, and the Minecraft movie poster, it doesn't have Jack Black standing in the middle of it. It's Jason Momoa in the middle. Jack Black's to his side, and then all the other characters are to the side of Jason Momoa. And then
Jason
during the movie, we
Momoa.
figure out why. It's because Garrett has like the longest character setup. He's like this retired.
Actually, yeah, I think he does have more of a setup than like
He's like a
literally
Billy Mitchell.
Steve.
Do you know who Billy Mitchell is?
I do know who Billy Mitchell is.
He's like Billy Mitchell, where he's just like this gamer who won like a championship in the past, and he's just like he's never let it go. It's just always he's just stuck to it. So he won this like old arcade game, beat 'em up arcade game, and he's just that's it. That's his whole legacy. And then he
The
grew up
arcade game was
into
called Cock Knockers.
a tall, handsome Hollywood star, and now he runs
A fucking ripped beefcake of a man.
yeah, huge
Holy
muscular
shit.
frame.
His arms were so fucking huge. I know I follow Jason. I was about to say I know, but I follow Jason Momoa on like Instagram and stuff. So I
I know
like
you
see
know
his
him.
his personal updates. Yeah, we're good friends. We
You don't have to be humble
Uncle.
about it.
Yeah,
It
sorry,
is a
Uncle
cool
Jay.
thing.
Just a classic Uncle Jay adventures and whatnot. But Jason Momoa, he posts a lot of like personal life stuff and is like really shirtless a lot of the time.
Yeah,
So I
similar to me.
I wasn't expecting him to have that much muscle definition or even muscle, Because I know between movies he likes to just kind of like not actually like force himself to work out all the time.
Yeah.
He likes those breaks between stuff.
I mean, doesn't he just
And
like does he just casually work out like at the gym just to keep in shape or?
like normally, but then like for movies, if he needs to be like for Aquaman and stuff,
Yeah,
he'll
because I
get
was about
like
to say
super
if he
ripped
looks
for it.
like that without even casually going to the gym, I'd be like, those are some monster genetics, dude. But I'm pretty sure he just works out
That's a
casually.
monster trend you're taking.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he just works out casually,
No.
and
But yeah,
you'll
he
you'll
does
you'll
like
get a good
casual
amount of
workouts.
muscle that way.
But like he usually has like a big gut and whatnot, and like I don't even think he
Fair enough.
had that in the film.
I mean, he had a gut, but it wasn't like huge enough that you would notice it. Like if you have to be like looking for it. But yeah, he's in the movie and he's like the main guy. Uh,
Not even
he runs
borderline
this
is
store, this like video game store that sells video games, I
the
guess, retro
game
video games.
over world.
Game over. I'm not sure if it's like an arcade or something.
It's like a retro game store where you can come and like trade games or
Right.
buy ones and stuff, and
Trade
people
games,
like
buy
as
knickknacks,
we see at the beginning,
play
people
games.
leave a box of stuff for him like just to
Yeah, and
donate like
he's
outside.
struggling financially. We know
Even
he's
though he's like living the sickest life ever.
honestly he's living a pretty like chill life. He got an
This
eviction
guy
notice
cooks.
in the
This guy
mail.
cooks his steaks with a fucking blowtorch.
He does. He cooks a steak with a blowtorch. He drives like a Mustang or something, and it
He
breaks
drives
down.
a car.
And he's always wearing like the craziest outfits. He's always
The
wearing
pink
like
leather jacket.
a jacket with like the strings on the seams.
Tassels.
Yeah. So he goes to like this auction place. Actually, we should talk about the first 5 minutes of the movie because it immediately jumps into uh, as a
It's so
child, I
fast.
yearn for the mines. By the way, you
But
say this movie is really fast, and then it was because during the movie we watched it, and at the end of the movie, James turns to me, he's like, "What? It's over already?"
I feel like
I thought
I
it
feel
just
like it was so
started.
sudden. Like I know we've been here for 2 hours.
It was 2 hours
But
long.
the movie's 2 hours long, by the way. Just a heads up.
It's not like a short movie. It's like an average length movie.
It's long. It's but like
I mean, if it's
it
really fast
was
paced, it is fast. I appreciate that. So yeah, the first 5 minutes is Steve. We see the lore of Steve, and he's just this kid who likes to wear like blue shirts and jeans or something.
that's his whole character,
Yeah,
by the
his whole
way.
character is that, and I guess it's hinted at that he was also like the like a weird savant kid who was like bullied in school or something. So he's like, as a
Oh,
child, I yearned for the mines,
in for the mines.
and that's the
But
scene it
then there was
starts
an
the movie
old
with. It was
there
that
was an
trailer
old
shot.
proctor, an old
Yeah, there was
prospect
just
who
an
would not let him join.
old prospect miner just hanging out in the mine shaft. He walks out, he's like, "Get out of here, kid," because you can't have
Yo,
kids in
yeah.
mine shafts. And so like young Steve runs away, and
Hmm.
it immediately cuts to him all grown up, like 60 years old or however old
It's
Jack Black is.
it's a good question.
That was a hilarious transition because he's just him. He has like an office job, so he's just standing like facing the camera next to the fax machine.
55 years old.
Yeah, he's like 55. He's got like a full grown beard that's like it's like white. There's white hairs in there and everything. And he's like, "Yeah, I hated my job, so I decided to go back to the mines." And so he like we thought he was gonna get to like this fight scene with like the prospector or something, because the prospector is still there in the mine
Right.
shaft after
He
all
has
these
not
years.
he has not changed.
And I guess the prospector is just immortal because he looks exactly the same as Jack as he did when Jack Black was a kid. Steve was a kid. And then we think there's going to be like this epic fight scene that's about to happen because it like zooms in on their faces and
So
music builds
stupid.
up, and then Jack Black just like waddles toward him and he goes, "Ah, gotcha," and he like sidesteps him and just goes right.
He says the word sidestep.
Yeah, he sidesteps it and goes right beside him. I don't even think the prospector did anything. He just stood there.
No, he just like waddles to turn around and kind of like raises the pickaxe after him.
Yeah, because I was like, isn't he just all grown now? You can just go into the mine shaft. I guess if you wanted to. It looked like a closed down mine shaft. Like nobody looked like it was. It didn't look like it was still in operation. So
True fair.
Jack
That's
Black
how
walks into the mine
basically all
shaft.
mine shafts look.
He walks into the mine shaft and he starts digging, and he's like 10 feet away from the entrance because you could see the light coming in from the doorway. And he's just like
It's
digging,
also
digging, digging.
I also love that he goes, and I was good at it. And again,
Yeah, and I
10
was
feet from
good
the
at it.
entrance.
Yeah, he's 10 feet from the entrance. He digs and
He,
he immediately finds like the what do they call it? That movie
the
thing.
orb.
No, it's like that movie device thing that just like
Oh, the
solves everything.
MacGuffin.
Yeah, MacGuffin. So he immediately finds like the orb MacGuffin, which is a cube, by the way. It's a tesseract, a
Which,
blue
by the
glowing
way, I
cube.
do hate that because they're
You
like,
hate how they call it an
this is a
orb?
cube. Yes, because there are circular items we find. There are the Ender Pearl,
The ender
which
pearls are kind of circular, yeah. They're
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 not even
built
like
out of
kinda,
blocks,
they
but
just
they
straight up are.
well, they're built out of blocks, but it's built, but they're made out of like smaller blocks, so it looks circular.
I really don't like how the Ender Pearls look. I think that's like one of the few things I don't
That's
like
actually
how it was
true.
translated.
Like
It's just
if you showed me that ender pearl prop, I wouldn't, the first thought in my mind wouldn't be ender pearl
right. It doesn't look like an Ender
because
Pearl.
yeah, it doesn't look like an ender pearl. But I'm glad Jack Black was there to be like, you see that? That's an ender pearl. By the way, they don't use that take during the movie. They swap out some of his line deliveries
They do
that
so
he
many
that he do.
retakes of his lines.
Yeah, because in the trailer he goes ender pearl, but in the movie he just goes,
Ender
yeah, it's an
Pearl.
ender pearl, and I'm like, oh man, it's not, it's not amazing. But yeah, so he finds the Tesseract, and then he mines a little bit again, and he finds like the little, what was it, the sheath that the orb slots into. They call it an earth crystal. So the
S-
the orb
The
slots into the earth crystal, and it opens up this portal to Minecraft world, the overworld.
the overworld.
And so that's where Steve jumps into, and he immediately goes into like his building like phase where you just like he's like, you could build anything your mind wants as long as it's made out of blocks, and he does like the little shooty hands things, puts down the blocks.
Yeah,
And he even
that's
does, so I know you were bothered by that because he's like, he's not even holding the block, he doesn't that's not how you place blocks. And then they go a step further where he just places down like whole houses like at one time. So he's like, I made my first house,
it's
and
well,
he
I think that was supposed to be like a transitional thing they did. It
yeah,
just
more
doesn't
of like
come across
a
correctly
visual
because of how
thing.
they do everything else. Yeah. Like, hey, this is like a suddenly like, oh, and it appears because I've built it.
And I built a pink house. And yeah, I didn't know they were gonna go into like the night thing so early, but like they do like the whole day night cycle, and at night there's like zombies knocking on the doors and stuff. Don't mind at night.
Yeah. Don't mind it. Not the song.
Right. And so it just shows us like Steve just like he's like loving it. He's blasting through this world. He builds like all kinds of stuff, like villager head monuments and like an amusement theme park. So he's like, you know, he's like God basically in this world. And then it cuts to Garrett. Right. And then we get the setup for all the characters. It's
Hold
boring.
on. Also, he gets captured by piglins, so he's captured.
He does. Yeah.
He it
Oh yeah, he does. We get into the Nether like 6 minutes into the movie.
everything from the fucking trailers is in like the first 5 minutes of the movie. It's
I
so
appreciate that.
crazy.
I thought that everything in the trailers was gonna be like 30 minutes into the movie. I was gonna be like, oh yeah, it's like end of Act One or something, right? No, it's like first 5 minutes.
It's so
He's like,
fast.
we stumbled across the Nether. He does the flint and steel. He goes, flint and steel.
Wait, Steve.
The Nether. So he stumbles across piglins in the Nether, and he's got he made a friend dog, Dennis. I remember the dog's name, Dennis, and Dennis is a cool
One of the
character.
only names we remember is the fucking dog.
Yeah, well, it's a cool
Who
name.
does like borderline nothing in the movie, by the way. I forgot about that. He's
He,
like not really in
he's
it.
well, he's not really there for a lot of the movie. He's there for the beginning and like the end. So basically, Steve and Dennis go into the Nether, and they get captured by the piglins. And then they want the orb that Steve has, because they can use it to turn the overworld into netherworld.
Yeah,
Because
the
whenever, uh, if you don't play Minecraft and don't know about Minecraft, you wouldn't know that piglins turn into zombie pigmen if they enter the overworld in game. So I don't know if they explain. They do kind of show that, but they don't just say it to you.
yeah
They turn into
they
zombies.
let yeah they let their like moss grow, and that's how you get the zombie pigmen.
Yeah,
And it's
so,
like, oh, it's a cool little touch.
because it's kind of like a newer
Feels like
update.
it's barely touched on
Yeah,
though.
because like old Minecraft was there were zombie pigmen in the Nether, so they're just zombie pigmen, and they're just always there. But in the newer updates, when they added in piglins as like a mob, they were in the Nether, and I don't think zombie pigmen show up in there anymore. They might,
I
but if
think
you
they
but
still
if a
do.
piglin walks through the Nether portal and goes into the overworld, they turn into a zombie pigman. So
Hmm.
so yeah, that's why in the movie, the big leader, a bad girl of the piglins wants the
Do we not
orbs.
know her name?
It's some kind of like weird witch name. I don't remember it.
Yeah, she has a non-joke name,
Yeah, it's actually not a joke name. I
which
can search it right
for
now.
her first in command, it is a joke name. By the
It
way,
wasn't. That wasn't. His whole character was a joke.
Big Chungus.
Chungus. That's what his name was.
He's voiced by the director of the movie, by the way. That's what I
Really? That's
found
the
out.
director?
Yeah. I was like, man, why does that voice sound like really distinct compared to like maybe other things? And it's because it's the director of the movie.
Cool. Malgosha.
Interesting.
That's what her name was.
That's it.
Yeah, that rings a
It's
bell to me. Yeah, I remember that now.
It's Malkovich.
Malgosha. So that's the big bad
Maravici.
piglin. And so basically, piglins are just like super greedy. They're like American. They're like Americans, capitalists,
Hmm.
and they just
I
want a
mean
bunch
that
of gold.
they're
So they
just a
want to
bunch of
go into the
cops, dirty pigs.
they want to go into the overworld to mine out all its gold and wealth and shit. And they need the orb so that they don't turn into zombies when they do go into the overworld. They threaten Steve, but then Steve tells Dennis, like he gives the orb to Dennis and tells him to like hide it or something. And so Dennis takes the orb and takes goes back through another portal and then goes through the portal to the real world and then goes to Steve's house, which by the way is funny that Steve's house, he's got a doggy door and it is a square. Like the perfect
It's
square.
the perfectly square size block to get through.
Yeah.
I I do love the dirt house joke about the first. By the way, when it shows his first house,
Yeah, his
it
first
does
house is just
show
made
it
out of
being
dirt.
yeah. I do like that.
Yeah, I
It
mean
was a
his
good
houses do
joke. That was a
get
good
better.
bit.
It's like
Yeah,
first
I
house
mean
dirt, second
until the
house
third
wood,
one, until the third one,
second
then it
house
was like
wood, third house pink.
pink wool, not just
Pink wool?
pink wool.
Pink wool. Yeah, so then Jack Black just gets captured and he's in jail. And Dennis is in the real world. And then we get introduced to our characters. I think you started like feeling tired during this part when they're introducing the real life characters. Because that part of me was like the longest part of the movie, even though it was only maybe around like 15 minutes.
No, I was awake for this part.
Yeah. I know
Yeah,
it made you tired though after.
it did. I mean,
Because
the intro
first
made
off,
me
the
tired because
dialogue
of
of
how
the movie is
fast.
terrible. It's like
The
it is
intro alone made me tired because it was like it was
I love the
so
intro.
fast yet so nothing happened.
I mean, I love the intro because it sets up the whole movie. That's the whole reason the movie happened.
I mean,
We get
I'm
introduced
gonna be
to the
really
orb.
honest.
We get introduced to
You
the
didn't
orb.
need to know
We
it.
get introduced to Steve. We get introduced to the Nether, the main villain, and then you're like, oh yeah, basically it did nothing. So
It did.
uh yeah, man, this intro is terrible. The dialogue is legitimately like the it's right behind me, isn't it? Kind of
It really
dialogue.
is. It really fucking is.
It's the kind of dialogue where it's like, man, I think he's sad. What makes you think that? Because he has a sad face. Yeah, that was the dialogue for like the entire movie. By the way, it's not just the intro; it was the
So
entire movie.
good.
Um, so let's just skip to the part where Garrett he buys this like storage slot. storage room at an auction, and it has the orb in it. So he has the orb. He brings it back to his shop, and then the kid starts. The kid actually has like a friendship with Garrett because he like
Hmm.
stumbles across his shop and they start talking. And I think the kid thinks Garrett is super cool, but he's not.
The
So
natural reaction to meeting Jason
to
Momoa.
meeting Jason Momoa, yeah, it doesn't really matter what Jason Momoa wears. He's just cool anyway.
You quite literally can't make Jason Momoa uncool. I've seen him with balding hair for a
I mean,
role. He still looks cool.
I'm so lonely. I'm a loser. And then you just look at him and he's Jason Momoa.
You're like, this is the single
You're like,
most
man, I don't
fuckable
buy
person.
this. I
Sorry,
don't really
Jason
buy this.
Momoa, you could literally go anywhere and get puss. What are you talking about?
So the kid sees the orb and he's like, what does this do? He puts it into the earth crystal and it like, I guess it leads them to the portal into the overworld. So they go into like the mine shaft, and then his sister and the real estate agent was at
Hmm.
the house, and then they were like, oh, where did he go? Oh, I heard he was at the mine shaft. Uh, I don't think they ever tell you why she knows that he's at the mine shaft, but they know.
She tracks the phone.
Oh, okay.
I do
So
remember
like
that. Like they don't show it,
she
but
tracks.
they do show her like take her phone, start tapping on it, and she's like, look at the phone. She's like, oh, okay, this says he's at the mine,
Yeah,
the
she tracks him to
mine
the mine.
shaft.
She tracks him to the mine shaft, and they all go into the overworld. And that's how I don't want to go through like the whole plot because we're
Hmm.
already kind of taking up all the time. But yeah,
We got all the
a
time in
lot
the
of different. I'll
world.
just summarize some themes. Steve
Hmm.
makes a deal with the evil villain to bring the orb back to her.
Hmm.
So she sets him free, and then he meets up with the main cast, and he's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna need that orb." Uh, and then and they're like, "Yeah, we'll give you the orb if help us find a new Earth crystal because they broke it accidentally when they came into the portal. A skeleton shot it." By the way, the skeleton design, I love the skeleton design. They look really good.
Yeah, skeleton design's pretty good.
Actually, all the designs look pretty good except for I guess you don't
The
like the
zombie.
zombie face. Period.
It's the
It's not
zombie
even the whole
face. Other than
design.
that,
It's
I'm
just
fine
the
with it.
face.
Yeah, it's there's something about the way the face. Again, I think it's too like the everything's too close and it's too human looking.
Yeah. Yeah,
It like
it's strange because the what was it?
the
The
villagers.
the skeleton and the creeper
Hmm.
and the enderman, all their faces are like super stylized. They're like not
Right.
realistic at all. Um, I mean, I'm taking a look at this Minecraft zombie face, and it looks all right to me.
I'm looking it up again so I can try to look at it.
Yeah, I mean, it
Well, I
looks
think
fine to
not the
me.
main zombie. I'm talking about the baby zombie. I think mostly
The baby zombie
because we
looked
get a
weird because it
yeah
has
they get a
eyes.
lot. Yeah, that's what it
The
is.
baby
Because the
zombie has
main zombies
eyes.
don't have eyes. That's why I'm like I think I'm fine with the main zombies. The baby zombie has like very specific eyes, and the other ones don't. And
Yeah,
I don't know why because I think it's to make it look cute, but I think you still could have done that without giving it eyes.
probably. Yeah, I guess maybe when they looked at it without the eyes, they were like, "Man, this looks way too creepy." So let's not have a
I mean,
baby without eyes in there.
just don't give it the scowl that the zombies have.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
like
don't.
looking
Yeah,
at
I
the
don't know.
zombies, I don't mind it.
Yeah, I mean
Um,
the face on the zombie, I was like, they look pretty good actually. They look okay.
I think I was maybe I think it is just the eyes existing, and that's why I was gaslighting myself on how it looked.
Hmm.
But I think the eyes do
Yeah,
like make it look bad.
yeah. All the designs are pretty on point. So they broke the Earth crystal, so they have to get a new one, and it's at the Woodland Mansion, which is kind of far away from where they're at. And where they're at is at a
Oh my god,
village.
JD, we're
Hmm.
so stupid. The chicken jockey is a popcorn bucket and a drink.
It is.
The baby zombie is the popcorn.
Oh,
I'm,
I see.
I'm gonna send you the
Oh
picture.
my
Make
God,
this the
I
thumbnail.
see
Make
it.
this the thumbnail.
I see it, dude. That is actually a pretty cool. That's a pretty cool design, but
If
it's
I
not
had
super
known,
practical. But it
if
is pretty cool.
if I had known, I would have bought it then and there.
Damn. So it's like a one container. It doubles as a popcorn bucket and a drink.
Yeah, but also that's a really small popcorn
It
container.
is because it's just a baby. I'm guessing it's just the head of the baby zombie.
I have to assume because there's no way you're getting your hand farther down.
Yeah, I mean they're not gonna make the arms and limbs hollow so you could reach your hand
I
into there and grab
I also
popcorn.
super doubt the whole chicken is the drink, and I think it's just the head part.
Uh, I think they might make the whole chicken a drink because I feel like it's just water, right? So you could, or at least I think they hollowed out like at least the bottom of it, so it's like the head, and then a little bit of the body, and then the bottom of it. Because if they
You can
hollowed out
take them
all of it,
apart. You can take them apart and have them separately, by the way.
oh, that's nice. That's cool.
That's so interesting. But
Wow.
again, it has little eyes and I don't like it.
Yeah, I was saying
I
the popcorn bucket zombie chicken jockey has the little baby zombie has eyes. Uh,
not a fan.
I mean, you could always just take some black tape and put it over that, I guess.
I was gonna
Your
say
own
I could just
design.
take some black paint, just
Yeah,
fucking
your own design right
blot them
there.
out. I could, just use my thumbs and pierce them myself.
Yeah, they're at the village, and then Steve is just like hanging out with the bros, with the new cast, and he's introducing them to all the villagers.
The
And the
fellas.
villagers, I thought I wouldn't like their designs, but they actually look pretty good. They look like villagers. I'm not gonna lie. Because like the zombies and the skeletons, they don't look like they do in the game, right? Like their faces are more like
There's like
textured.
some liberties taken and
Yeah,
whatnot.
there's some creative liberties to make them look better for the movie, I'm thinking. But the villagers, they look like exactly the same as villagers.
You know what? I think I found the one that I don't like the most.
Yeah.
The Enderman.
Yeah, I was about to say the other design that I wasn't super into was the Enderman.
And it's not because like I think the Enderman is a bad design. I do like the Enderman design. I just think if you're gonna like stylize everybody else, why not stylize him?
Um,
Because he
yeah.
looks too much just like I genuinely thought for a second, oh, it's just straight up his game model, especially when the head opens up.
It's like well, yeah, there's not too
Like they
much to
gave
do
they
with the
gave
Enderman,
it
I
a
guess.
neck. They gave it a neck, and I think that's really it.
Yeah.
The
It was a little
Iron
strange to
Golem's
see him
really
have a
good.
neck.
I think the
But
Iron Golem is really
he
good.
really is just Enderman. He looks pretty much exactly the same as he does in the game, which is just, block solid black with purple eyes. They make the
Right.
Enderman have this weird ability in the movie that I don't think he has in the game or his lore.
No.
But if you
I'm
look
gonna let you know.
if you look
The
into
answer's
his
no.
yeah, if you look into his eyes, he like gives you like hallucinations or something. He gives you hallucinations, and that power just doesn't exist in the game.
Oh, what do you mean? He totally has the power to give you hallucinations in the
Yeah,
game.
he gives you hallucinations, warps your
Totally.
reality. Also, the fight with him wasn't that amazing, but it was still, they did the best they could
Also,
with the kid.
there was a moment where I think we got our Hero Brian reference,
Oh
quote
yeah,
unquote.
there were actually
Because
a few references
I
in the
mentioned
movie.
this to you because I was like, am I insane or did we just see that?
Yeah, so
So
in the
everybody else,
hallucination,
yeah, we see all the other main characters in the hallucination talking shit to what's his name?
Henry,
Henry. And they're like, "Oh, Henry, you dumb fuck, you fucking dickhead, you fucking Henry,
just say what you're thinking, James. I know you're thinking it.
you imagine.
Yeah,
Imagine the
that was
Minecraft
what he would
movie.
actually be called if he was in middle school or
Hey,
high
that's
school.
real bullying right there. But
That's
yeah,
real bantering.
it's he sees everybody and they all have purple eyes and I'm like, "Oh, that's a kind of cool, interesting detail." But then we see Steve and Steve has white eyes and he was the only one to have white eyes.
Yeah, in
And I mentioned this to JD
hallucination.
because I was like, "This is a
It's a
really
Herobrine
weird
reference.
choice." Yeah, it's a Hero Brian reference, but it's like, is it? And if so, why? It feels, I don't know, it's very odd the choice for this to be the Hero Brian reference,
I don't know.
Of like
I guess they
all
were
the
just
times they could have done
they're
something
like,
like
yeah,
it.
we have a scene where he's hallucinating and people's eyes are glowing. Why not just make a Herobrine reference with the eyes glowing white instead of purple?
I
I don't think they
I was
put too
also
much
kind
thought into
of
it.
I was partially hoping we'd see like at some point players in the world and that they would be block people as well, and that like maybe
Yeah.
that would be the
I don't think we
the
don't ever
YouTuber
see
cameos.
players or people as block people.
No. And that's what I was kind of hoping we'd get is like, yeah,
But we
no, this
did see
isn't like a
another
barren
player during
world
the movie, or I guess not during the movie, but
in the after credits.
but after the movie.
But so stupid.
I love this.
I
I love
remember
this reference drop. So
I remember I made the joke of like I made the joke to JD, oh yeah, we'll get Alex in the movie. She'll be just Jack Black in a fucking green sweater in a orange like a fucking wig.
yeah,
And I made it as a joke. We don't get that, but we do get like an unfazed person who
yeah,
calls themselves Alex that lives in his old house for some reason.
yeah. And she's got a green like
A
sweater
green
on,
shirt and
green
red
shirt,
hair,
and she's ginger, red hair,
and she really wants to let him into the house for some
and
reason.
she's like, yeah, come on in. And then
She's
even
no,
in
she
the
she
post
doesn't say
credit
yeah, come
scene,
on in. It's like he's like, hey, do you I used to live here, and she's like, is this about the chest? And he's like, oh
yeah,
yeah.
even in
She's
the
like,
end
you want
scene,
to come on
Jack
in?
Black does like his line delivery thing where he's like, "Yeah, I used to live in this house." Is like, and she's like, "Oh, is the chest in the attic yours?" And he's like, "Yeah."
Ooh, he's wearing a new shirt, by the way. He's wearing a blue Hawaiian
Yeah, he's
shirt,
wearing a blue Hawaiian shirt. Uh,
which by the way, I'm trying to find the shirt for the costume. I
mhm.
want to get the cosplay done
Well,
for
I mean,
Level
if you
Up.
open your door and you saw Jack Black standing out there and he's like, "Yeah, I left something in the attic. You mind if I go get it?" You let him in.
I'd be like, no, Jack Black, you aren't getting the weed you hid in my attic. It's mine.
And he's like, "Come on, man. I needed to get
Come
skadooshed.
on.
I needed to get skadooshed."
I need to skadoosh a little, Like, come on, man, be a fucking
Skadoosh.
wingman here. I need this. I
My other
need
favorite bit during the
this.
movie is Steve pulling out random things from his inventory that are like perfect to help with the situation.
Oh yeah, always
And
something
it
for the
has zero
situation.
setup too. So
It's so good.
at one
They
point the
never they
village is
never mention an inventory. There's no like
no,
bit about
there's
it.
no
So it's
mention. He
like
just pulls out of his ass.
I was really hoping we would get it. Also, I was hoping that maybe in the final movie they would show it, but no, when they place blocks, they are not holding blocks,
Mm-mm.
even tiny ones. I this is a genuine gripe I have. I wish
They should be
you
holding
hold blocks in
blocks.
the well, yeah, like at least show us what
What's
they'll
crazy is
do.
they show that the blocks turn into the smaller blocks like drops
Right.
that
Right.
in
That's
the
what I'm
beginning
saying.
of the
Like you're
movie.
doing all the other effort, so why is this like where you draw the line on showing it?
Yeah, I don't know. You just I mean, what's crazy is that it's not even that consistent because some of them they
It's
do
very
actually have like the tiny block and they throw it and it turns into the big block. And then the other times they just wave their hands and place it down blocks.
They also
Because
not all the items don't always shrink either.
yeah, remember in after the village was attacked, the sister and the real estate agent, they go to the dock and then they're like, "Oh, we got to get a boat." So then the
Hmm.
sister digs up this wood block and she's actually holding it and then she throws it. And she's like, "Boat, go, go, man, go." And then
And then
the
there's a
block
block
like
just throwing.
yeah, the block it gets small and then it grows as it's thrown and goes into the water. So
What I
like
was wondering is why why not like have a moment of like, oh, you can't place on water unless there's something under it, or like play by the rules of the game where
yeah,
like it's not a
I know the
block
one thing
floating
bugging you,
away.
the one thing
It's the
bugging you
physics.
was the physics of the Minecraft movie where like
Because no, but like it's such an
you're like
interesting
this
because
is
they
not
do the
how it works in
floating
the
trees.
game. What
Oh,
is
but they
that?
do the
Why is
floating.
that
They
in the
do the
game?
floating trees. They do floating trees. So
They do
why not
floating
like
trees, they
play with
do
the
floating
goofy
blocks.
gimmick? They I'm just saying like if you're gonna play with the joke and the physics of it, do it. Don't like
Oh, they did.
forget that that's what you're doing.
Yeah, they did. They made the
They
physics go
kind of
all
did.
over the place. It's especially when they started crafting stuff in the end of the movie. You were just like, What? What?"
Well, I was more confused why they were because they had already done a setup scene where they were like, and this is Jack Black. I mean Steve's stuff,
The
literally Steve's
stash.
stuff,
It's the
his
stash.
stash, and it's like all these items he's procured from his time, and it's like he literally has everything except for like the fucking whatever the black armor that you can make is like he has everything but that, and so
Right.
By the way, this is so clearly set up for them to go to the end in the next movie.
Yeah. Is there a
We're
Minecraft? Is there
going.
going to be a Minecraft 2 movie?
I don't see a reason why they
I
wouldn't
don't.
make it, if I'm being so honest.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like they're going to make it, but I didn't actually. I thought this was like a movie done. I don't know if there was any setup. Like at the end of it, he was like,
Alex, I'd say that's like maybe the
I mean,
only
I thought
setup
that
I
was just
can
like
think
a
of.
character Easter egg drop. It wasn't like a, oh, Alex is going to do something in the end. It was
Like I
just a
can
whole,
see
oh,
them
I'm
making that a
Alex.
thing, is what I'm trying to say.
Because it felt like the movie ended on Steve accepting that the real world is he just wants to live in the real world, right? And they had like the whole
Yeah,
dance
but
scene
like
and the
again, I can see them because they still do have the cube from what I remember. I can see them just going back again.
yeah.
Maybe they pull a Jumanji 2 and they have Henry be like, "Actually, I want to go back."
Is that what happened in Jumanji too?
Yeah, in Jumanji 2, the main character from the first one, the guy whose like grandpa had the game in his attic and they all played it.
Yeah.
He's the one who turns into the Rock, by the way.
Right.
He's like, actually, I miss being the Rock because I wasn't a loser white boy. I was a buff black man,
Exactly.
and I want to go back to that. And so I can see them doing that of
I
Henry
want to
being
be
like,
Ashton Hall.
I want, I want to be
I want to
Aquafina.
be Ashton Hall, and I want to drink my Saratoga water in a bowl.
I need it.
Yeah, so it wasn't even that. It's like at the end of the
Gotta
movie,
get at least
they
10,000.
get a little crazy. So during crafting, uh, I know one of the gripes you had is they crafted stuff that doesn't exist in the game.
Well,
So,
it's not even. I don't mind it, but it's like when
oh
they
yeah, you
do
did
the.
mind the butt check it.
I no, I don't mind it because I can see it. It's a funny joke. It's a way to play on like Jason Momoa is
What
an
about the
idiot who's
tater launcher
overconfident.
where they used real life stuff?
Okay, that is one thing. I don't like that they can use real life stuff.
Even Jack or Steve in the movie pointed out, he's like, "Oh my god, you're losing real life stuff. I haven't even thought of that."
I did not care for that part. I was like, no, what?
Yeah,
No,
you're like,
show that
"What?"
that doesn't work. Make him. I was like, no, make him work within the constraints of the world, but allow him to still be clever while doing it. You know, like
Nuh-uh. Honestly, I thought
uh,
butt checkets were pretty clever. Like,
no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, buck chuck it, something he's never seen before, but it's like
but like
it's
it
something
could
he
exist in
made
the
using
game. They
everything.
could make an item called butt check
Right,
it. But what
but
they
like
but
the tater
they could make
launcher,
it.
how do you?
Yeah, James, they could make an item called the
How?
tater
How?
launcher.
How?
No.
No.
Yeah, so he just puts a bunch of real life stuff on the crafting table and he goes skadoosh and he's like tater launcher, tater
Tater
launcher.
launcher.
Yeah, and it's just a gun that fires taters, I guess, at high velocities. And at the end of the movie, they're making iron golems, and they put pumpkins on all of them, or like jack o' lanterns on all of them, except for one
That
where
was.
they put.
Mhm.
So I know this one bothered you. They put the boots
Well,
of
it's just
swiftness.
I don't mind them like doing something like that because it does create a cool creation for the movie. But that's not how the golems are made. You don't put it on the head. You still need the. They've made a whole thing about how golems are made in the series of games.
Right.
They should have still put the pumpkin head on it, but had him like put the boots at like the bottom or
Yeah.
something. Like
Well,
I don't
okay.
know
Well, first off,
something.
it's boots of swiftness, but boots of swiftness isn't like an actual item in the game. It's
No, it
like,
is, isn't it?
I mean,
That's
well, it's an
a
enchantment.
an
You could
enchanted.
put the
Yeah,
enchantment on any kind of boots, but
I do wish that they would actually like kind of play with that. Maybe if
they
they
don't.
again if they did a
They didn't show an
sequel.
enchanting table, by the way. They had no enchantment
No, they
table.
didn't. But that we do get an enchanting table in some kind of way metaphorically. Not even metaphorically. That's not how that word works. But like thematically, there exists a crafting table somewhere. I mean, a chanting table. But I do like that they give it a physical property of what it's enchanted with. That was
Mhm.
a cool thing. I like that. And I kind of wish when we saw the flaming arrows from the all the enchanted bows of the skeletons that were riding
Yeah,
the
I was about to
jockeys.
say they have
Maybe
enchanted
we,
stuff in there,
I
like
was gonna
the
say maybe the bows
skeletons
could
have
have been on
enchanted
fire
bows.
as well as a way to show like the flaming arrows outside of just the flaming arrows. But that's like a really cool thing. I actually do like that a lot. That was a really cool detail that I kind of wish was actually in the game.
Yeah, there's a lot of deaths. I forgot to mention this, but there's a lot of deaths in the movie. Like
There's a
characters
lot
will
of straight
die.
up murders.
Yeah, characters die in the movie.
They execute a lot of
Mostly
children.
piglins, but
Mostly
also a
pig
couple
children.
villagers. So, yeah, I mean, it was like it's not graphic, but it could be graphic.
Right. It's
Because what
it's
happens
the
is there's like this little there's a scene of this like little piglin baby piglin.
Mhm.
He's like drawing he's doing this little drawing and he shows it to Malgosha. And then Malgosha's like, "Oh, that's very cute." And then she
fact
pulls
that
out a
you
knife
remember
and
her
just
name.
stabs him with it.
Yeah, no, it's so insane. She's like, "Oh, what you got there?" And I was like, "Oh, she's gonna like yell at him and like kick
Yeah,
him like
she's like,
they
"Oh,
keep doing to
I
all the
don't bite."
baby
Yeah, I thought she was
piglins."
gonna like punch him and he's just gonna go like tumbling across
Right.
the room, but instead she
No,
just pulls out a knife. She fucking stabs him, and then he dies. He turns into like pork
Well,
chop or something.
he doesn't even like immediately die. He gets lifted into the air and then pops.
Yeah, and then he poofs. There's no like blood or gore or
That's
anything. He just
that's
dies.
so that's fucking
What's
insane.
crazy? She like shish kebabbed him because she stabbed him through his painting, so the little picture's on her knife too. So it's like the
Right.
picture and then the pork chop at the end of it after he turns into a pork chop.
Oh, you know what? We should have seen if he was drawing with like a die,
Yeah,
like
I
one
think
of the
he was just holding
dies.
like a crayon or something.
Oh, that would have been a cool thing of having him like hold the die to paint because that's how you color items.
Little block of dye. Yeah,
Well, like the little like you know lapis, like he's
yeah,
holding a piece
the
of
dye
lapis
thing.
or something. Yeah,
Yeah,
lapis lazuli.
that was kind of crazy. And then Chunkus dies. His name is actually Chunkus.
Oh
It's like the
yeah, he
main
just gets
piglin warrior.
murked. He gets murked.
Yeah, he gets blasted by the bigger piglin dude who has like a gauntlet that fires lasers attached to his hand.
It's if you know Resident Evil, this is literally Nemesis. It's like down to character design and everything. This looked like Nemesis. It was so crazy.
Yeah, so then Chungus, he's just like, "Oh man, no, don't kill me. I don't want to die." And then he dies. He gets
He's like,
blasted,
oh no,
turns into
man,
pork
come on,
chops,
that sucks. I don't want to
turned
die,
into
man.
pork
That'd be
chops.
terrible.
He dies. A villager gets shot by like an arrow or something, and he just pops.
Yeah, it's gets shot in the like neck or something if I remember
No, he
correctly.
gets
It
shot
was
in
like
the nose.
it's the nose. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
like I
he
was
gets
like,
shot
got
right in the
shot
middle of his
face or
nose, and then he
something.
dies. Hmm.
It's so wild.
Yeah.
This is
Also,
a fucking
a
wild
lot of
movie.
people. First off, in this movie, everyone is like goes flying whenever there's like so many explosions
It's
or like people throwing people, and they go flying. Like they go flying like 20 blocks away. So, and
if
it's
you've
hilarious.
seen the movie Freddy versus Jason,
Yeah.
every time somebody gets hit by Jason Voorhees' machete, they
Yeah.
don't get like cut in half except for I think one time.
They just go
They
flying.
get no, it's like they go flying. Like let me see if I can find you a gif of it to just show you. It's
Yeah, so
it's
in
maybe
this
the
movie,
best part
there's
of the
so
movie.
many parts where like when they enter the portal, they go like flying like violently, flying through the air, like tumbling across the ground, like a few feet. When when Jason Momoa gets blown up by a creeper, he just like, gets blasted, goes flying like goes flying. When they enter the redstone mines, Jason Momoa gets caught in like a trap or something, and and then they all go flying. It's hilarious.
It's
I love that they
great.
put it. It's not that they fall down or whatever. They just like, yeah, let's just make them go fly. Let's put you on a cable rig system and just pull, you know?
It's wild.
A lot of people die. A lot of piglins die in explosions from ghasts.
Yeah.
There was a chase sequence which actually looked really good. They're like using ghasts as like hot air balloons, and the ghasts fire. They shoot fireballs and they explode. And also the ghasts, they like sometimes they run into stuff, and then they when they get shot, they go like, you know,
They
flying
like
down.
tear.
Yeah, they'll like slap against the side of a cliff and then explode, and it will kill everyone who was riding that ghast.
Dude, it's wild because like
That
it makes you
was
feel really,
crazy.
especially with the new stuff. It makes
Yeah.
you feel really fucking bad for the gas in the movie who die so
Yeah,
horrifically.
because they die every time they die in a huge explosion. Like it's never you never see like a corpse or something. They just
yeah.
explode.
they it's a fucking it's a jet crashing, dude. It's
Yeah.
it's a helicopter
You've got a
spinning out of
ticking time
control.
bomb strapped to like the top of your little basket that you're flying in. And so also, uh, Steve and Garrett have like a strange like dude bro gayest
It's
straight
enemies to
dude
lovers.
relationship, huh?
It's enemies to lovers relationship.
Yeah, and so there's a lot of moments, funny moments between them. I think Steve likes Garrett the most out of all of the cast. All the other
It
characters, I
goes
don't
from
think they like
Henry
Garrett
to
very
then
much.
Steve.
Yeah, it's Henry. Henry and Steve like Garrett, but I don't think the rest
Well,
of
it's
them
also
do.
because nobody else knows who Garrett is. Like,
No,
at least everybody else knows each other.
yeah,
He
they don't know who
just met
Garrett is.
Garrett. He met Garrett that day.
Yeah, yeah. So Steve and Garrett are like just a couple of cards, and Steve always calls Garrett like Gare or something. And
Yeah.
he also has a fake out death near like the start of the third act.
I remember I turned to you, I'm like, he's
Yeah,
not
you
dead.
turned to me when his fake death happened. You turned to me. You're like, if he actually died, if he actually dies, I'm getting up and walking away, because
Well, because it was just the.
they set up this scene to have like him be like a heroic sacrifice, and so he like the whole bridge that he's on explodes, but we don't see his body. So James is like, okay, cool,
He
he didn't
also
actually
he
die.
ducks to the side in a weird way for
He
somebody
does like
that's
dive,
self-sacrificing,
hmm
and I'm like, that's a weird choice.
right?
He's not dead.
He's not that guy.
You're not that guy, pal. Me talking to Tony Stark, you're not that guy.
Yeah,
You
slime
don't make the
block,
sacrifice play.
slime block. That was the same scene
Black.
when Jack Black pulls out a slime block and he's like slime block, and then he uses the
He,
jump to a
I think it's
gas
because it was
balloon.
the least enthusiastic he pronounced any of it, and I was like, "That's the take. That's
Yeah,
the
and
one."
it was also the fact that he had a slime block the whole time, and you were just like, oh, what the. He also did that with the elytra wingsuits, which he calls the elytra wingsuits.
Elytra wingsuits.
Yeah, he'll pull out. He's like, luckily I brought some elytra wingsuits, and he pulls out two of them, but then he's like, oh, I forgot to bring a third one. So he's. I know some people thought he was in creative mode because he's like flying in the trailer with no elytra wingsuit, but in the movie he just forgot a third one, so he just jumps off with no wingsuit.
It was a cool theory. I didn't mind it. I was like, "Oh, that kind of explains it," because like you do never see him get
No,
damaged
but
and
it's just
stuff.
stupid. The reason it's just stupid in the movie because he just forgot. He just
He's
forgot to
just an
bring a third
idiot.
one, which is
He's
weird
not
because
a little guy. He's just a fucking idiot.
he's already been to the end, and I guess because that's the only place you get elytra wingsuits, right?
Right. He's already been to the end, but he'd only just gone to the Nether. So how does he make the Ender pearls or the Eyes of Ender to like get there?
Well, it's just whatever. He's got elytra wingsuits. Well, it's because they're not elytras. They're elytra wingsuits. It's a different item.
Shut up. Don't
So many
fucking
times he goes
actually.
coming in hot, and he's diving with no wingsuit. He like rides Jason Momoa, who has
Oh
the
yeah.
wingsuit.
Jason Momoa and Jack Black 69.
Yeah, they like 69. They like get into each other. They're like, we're gonna have to make a human sandwich to fit through this hole.
It's like this is the moment their bromance began, and I was like, "What the fuck?"
It was hilarious how they flew through this hole that the gas blew into this like dam. So like they're like both like planking basically. They're both like hugging each other, planking, and they go flying through this tiny hole, and then Jack like goes woohoo, but he's like in between Jason Momoa's legs.
He's screaming into his legs.
Yeah, it's so
His
good.
dick is like two inches from
I'm
his
gonna
face,
cushion
and
our
he's
fall with this
yelling into
water
it.
bucket.
It's-
Release. Luckily, they kept the release in the movie. That was the one of the lines that was in the movie. Uh, anyway, anything else you want to add, James, before
Um, there's the translation of like the tools in the movie is really cool. I thought they did that pretty coolly. Like
translation of tools?
yeah, like the way that like the hoe, the shovel, the sword and pickaxe and stuff, and the axe.
Oh yeah.
I thought I was really happy they didn't just like make it a straight like blade, that it was still,
No, it was just
blocky.
it was like a Minecraft sword.
But like
They have the
they added
prop.
an edge to it, which
It's
I
not
really
even
liked.
fake. It's like an actual prop that they're holding.
Right. I mean,
It's not
it is
CG.
fake. It is a fake prop, to be clear.
Well, yeah, but it's not
But like,
CG. I mean, it's like
right.
they like made it and they're holding it, like the front, the
The way they
hole and
did
the
like
shovel.
diamond armor, I thought was really cool because like you can
They
see with like
did.
iron.
Yeah, when Steve rocks up with the full diamond armor set, which he's not wearing a full diamond
My
armor set.
minus
First
pants,
off,
yeah.
he does not. He's
He
not wearing the
says
leggings.
he says he has it, and they pan over to show it when we see his stash,
Yeah.
but we don't
Well,
see
he don't. He
the
can't wear it because they. It,
can't hide those
he
pants.
can't move if he's got the pants on. You know.
I no, I feel like they could have done like segmented pieces, like
Yeah,
they
but it
did
would
with
look
like the
weird if his
boots.
legs are like spread apart, just boxes over his thighs. I guess.
I mean, they did that with the boots, though. You know,
Yeah, but it didn't. But it looked cool. It didn't look that cool, James. It was when he first showed it. I know you were like, oh my god.
well, because here's the thing. I will say this: I was spoiled on the way the helmet looked on his head.
Oh really?
So yeah,
I
before
I came
literally
in virgin. I was
an
new fresh.
an hour before we saw the film, I was spoiled on the way it looked,
Hmm.
and I like immediately
It looked
closed my
bad.
phone and didn't go on anything
It
after I
looked
saw
like
that.
it looked like the helmet was floating on top of Jack Black's head because of the
It,
way I guess they had to scrunch his hair up to get in there.
it looked like the way that we had the Burger King crown on our head.
Yeah, it was funny because the armor looked like it was too big for him, and then the helmet looked like it was too small. So that's why it was setting so high up on his head. Like the front piece of the helmet that's supposed to go over your nose for a Minecraft helmet or something. It's like it doesn't even touch his forehead. It's like all the way up there. That was
It's
funny.
so
Yeah,
they defeat McGinnis, whatever their name
Malgosha.
is. Uh-huh.
Right.
Gesundheit. They defeat her, and there's a funny scene where Jack Black confronts her. Which, by the way, the two baby piglins that she's with do
Yeah.
not change. They don't.
No,
They don't
they don't
zombify, which I
zombify.
thought was. Which I don't know if that's a thing that happens with baby
Well, I
piglins in the
mean,
game or
maybe
something.
I'm just gonna guess that that they drank that potion that she made that doesn't turn that makes it so they can be in the overworld without
They
turning to
were
zombies.
holding like some like kind of like thing that was causing like some red glowing thing. So I thought maybe that was, like
Yeah.
the thing.
I don't know. I just
But
assumed
I've
they
got no
drank
clue.
that potion because she does have a potion that makes it so you don't turn into, or the piglins don't turn to zombies for a while
Right.
on the surface.
I that there's a moment where she's like,
She's
"Oh, hey Steve, well, I guess you won. You've defeated me." And he's like, oh, "Okay, yeah, uh-huh." He's just
this was an
so like
actually this is
knowing
a
to her
funny bit.
bullshit. It's
Yeah.
so good.
He was walking away. He was like, "Yep, beat the bad guy. Time to leave." And she's like, "Wait a
And
minute, I
she's
need
like,
to tell you
come here,
something.
can we go? Hold
Something
on.
important. Come over here." And then he's like, "You're not gonna stab me with a tiny knife, are you?" And she's like, "No, no, no. I would never." First off, this bit happens multiple times in the movie. Trying to stab someone with a knife, because
Well,
Steve
she
does it
does do
first.
it. She does it multiple times to other people, but then when she goes to stab him, he slaps the knife from her hand and it
She's like
clatters across the
she's like
ground.
keeled over on the ground, and then so she's like weakened or like tired or something. I think she might be like slowly turning to a
Well,
zombie or
she's
something.
zombifying. We see
Yeah,
that
she's
on her that
zombifying.
she's
And so she
zombifying.
like really slowly reaches into her pocket, pulls out a knife and tries to stab him, but it's like so slow he just slaps the knife out of her hand.
And then she's like, oh, "Okay, you got me. Okay, but for real this time, I actually
For
do have
real
something to
this
tell you."
time.
And he like kind of just stares at her, and then he's just like, "Sure." And then he leans down, she grabs the knife again, and he just again bats it away.
Yeah.
And then he turns
Tries to
around
do
and
the
starts
same
walking
thing.
away. And then he turns around to go walk away. And she's like trying to tell him to come back. She's like, "Wait, no, no, actually. And you see her like missing where the knife is on the ground, trying
Yeah,
to grab it and pick
she's
it
like
up.
patting for it like she's missing her glasses.
She picks up, she throws it, it goes less than 1 foot away from her, straight into the ground. She face plants.
Yeah. Yeah, that was hilarious. It's funny because
All right.
Steve does that first to her, where at the beginning of the movie where
Yeah.
he's like in jail, she's like letting him go.
Oh
She's like, you
right,
better
I
go get the
forgot he
orb.
did that.
She's like, yeah, you better go get the orb. And he's like, yeah, absolutely. He's like, and she's like, don't pull nothing. And he's like, no, I would never pull anything. And like the second they uncuff him, he reaches for a sword or it's a knife. He reaches for a knife on one of the
No, I
piglins and
think he
tries to
takes one of
stab
the
him.
pig. I think he takes one of the piglin's swords and like hits them, then goes to stab her.
Yeah, and he tries to stab her, and she's like, I knew you were gonna do that.
You gotta be faster than that.
So that was like the payoff is at the end when
Mm-hmm.
she was trying to stab him. It's
It
hilarious because that scene's like 3 minutes long, and it's just him. It is just her trying to stab him.
it's a really long scene.
It was
I
kinda
will say
long.
this. I do hope they make a second movie, and I kind of hope the dialogue is better. That's like
I
my genuine only complaint.
For me,
Is that,
I don't think bad dialogue in movies bothers me
I mean,
much.
it's just they were trying to do like character development, but it was so bad that like it wasn't even like funny.
Yeah,
It
I
was
just
just
tune that out.
so like make it funnier, make it less boring. Just do something more with it is all I'm asking. I'm not
Yeah.
asking you to be like a fucking. I'm not asking for Scorsese to show up and like make the Minecraft movie. I just want like better than like what we got. Just anything. Character development is not a bad thing. Bad writing is. One can exist
Yeah.
without the other.
Well, you know what? I thoroughly enjoyed my time. So I'd give the
Hmm.
movie a well, I think there's room for improvement. So I'm gonna give it like a 8 out of 10. I did enjoy
Yeah.
it. I'm more of an action kind of guy. There was a lot of action in the movie. A lot of action, a lot of visuals to appreciate. So that's it's right up my alley. What about you, James?
I'd also say an 8 out of 10. I think the special effects really carry what I liked about the movie.
Mhm.
So they do a big work there to make me like it more than I think I would have. Um, yeah,
Yeah.
again, I think it's a pretty good movie. It was very solid, outside of dialogue and stuff.
I can't wait for a Minecraft movie too,
I genuinely hope we get it. Like I said, I think it's good enough that it could
where
work.
they go back to the Nether to farm for Netherite armor, and then they go to the end to re-kill the Ender Dragon. They go to the end city.
I don't think I think we'll go to the end and we won't know. You know? Like we
I
won't
mean,
know
they
he's
might pull
gone
a fast
before.
one and have like a random end villain that's like
Like
Malgosha,
Hero
but
Brian.
isn't.
I'm just saying
Hero Brian's on the
have
table.
I don't want it to be Jack Black, but I do want there to be Hero Brian. And what I'm thinking is you
You think they'll
bring Rob.
recast Steve to someone else?
No, I think they'll bring back Jack Black as Steve. I just don't want Jack Black to be Hero Brian.
Oh, okay.
Let me make this very clear. And what I think they should do is bring Rob McElhenney back
Come on,
because
though.
he
Jim
was the
Carrey
original.
as Eggman and Eggman's grandfather.
No,
Ezra Miller as
Flash and
current Flash and
Savitar
also past Flash
and Savitar. Don't forget.
and Savitar. That was three roles was him.
I oh. I will say though, I would want them to bring Rob McElhenney back because he was the original actor who was gonna play Steve
Really?
before getting recast. Yeah. And he's an actor I really like. He's a really funny comedian. And so and he's also insanely buff. So that's like another thing of like if they brought him back, I want him to be the buff Steve essentially. And like I think he does do good serious acting as well, so I could see him like playing Hero Brian full face serious while
Yeah.
like everybody else is playing like goofy characters and stuff and it working. You know?
Yeah, I see it. I see it. It's it's there. I'm ready for it. But you know what? While we're waiting for the Minecraft movie too, we guess we have a couple other movies to be excited for. So
Yeah.
can't
CinemaCon just happened.
can't wait for that. Well, that's gonna have
Oh,
to
we got it.
you're gonna have to save that for a different episode
Nope.
because we're all out of time.
Well, it's not my
So-
fault. We're talking about it.
James, if you
No.
enjoyed, you should like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification icon because you'll want to be notified of when these episodes drop every Sunday. We do them every Sunday. If you like James,
That we do.
his links are in the description. You can check him
They
out
are.
there, the streams. And that's it from me. James, bring us out.
So we got like 5-minute look at the new Superman movie.